This is the third and last of 3 videos in our video series on ethical concerns in brain chips. Today, we will discuss some potential solutions to protecting and accelerating the ethical application of brain chips. Potential solutions. To facilitate the process of the ethical integration of brain chips into society, we have made a list of 3 implementable solutions. Number 1. Understanding consequences. Policies must be made to ensure all brain chip patients fully understand the risks and long-term consequences of receiving a brain chip before proceeding with any procedures. Every issue with brain chips, prominent or not, must be made transparent and communicated to the patient, and a clear sign of enthusiastic consent must be given before starting surgery. Because of the risk of brain surgery, the implantation of brain chips will likely be a permanent addiction to any patient's life. Training programs, assessments, and strict guidelines must be followed before implantations. Actions must be made in policymaking to ensure all laws are enforceable. A simple but ethical method for ensuring a patient's confidence in receiving a brain chip would be to implement waiting periods for the procedure. Patients may be given weeks to consider the risks and consequences of the procedure, weeks to consider a chip's impacts and implications on their lives, and weeks to confirm their decision for the procedure. These simple waiting periods will help to verify that the patient is truly committed to such a change in their lives. Number 2. Policymaking. Governments and other ethical boards must work proactively to legislate and regulate brain chip usage. Policymaking is arguably the most influential factor in the ethical and sustainable development of brain chips. These policies should be enforceable and focus on protecting user privacy. Hard boundaries that define permissible data collection and limitations with consent must be drawn to ensure cybersecurity. Regulations must be implemented before the widespread commercial adoption of brain chips. These policies must guide the ethical development of brain chips rather than focusing on addressing the aftermath of ethical lines being crossed. And lastly, number 3. Access control for vulnerable populations. Brain chip implantation must be restricted among vulnerable populations. This includes minors who are still forming their sense of identity, and those emotionally affected by a mental state, such as depression. People affected by war trauma, depression, and mental illnesses may be susceptible to making decisions they are not ready to commit to in the long run. Solutions such as our suggestion to implement mandatory waiting periods in brain chip procedures may aid in combating this and allow these populations to rediscover a sense of self and confidence, and to give them a chance to reconsider their decision to receive a brain chip implantation. Clear eligibility criteria and mental health evaluations must be developed and enforced before approving any brain chip-related procedures. To conclude, brain chips are one of the most revolutionary technologies of the modern day. They offer immense benefits, so much so as to being life-changing for individuals with physical disabilities. By focusing on brain-to-computer communication, lost functions such as speech may be restored. However, despite its benefits, the nature of brain chips to be directly connected to the mind brings major concerns to their ethical and sustainable development. The rapid rate of neuroscience and brain chip technology development may outpace policymaking capabilities, opening the door to profound issues that may lead to misuse of this technology. As we move towards developing a sustainable future, a balance must be struck and enforced between innovation, responsibility, and accountability. Transparent development and ethical safeguards and benchmarks must be implemented to ensure brain chips serve their purpose to enhance human lives, rather than compromising what makes us human. This brings us to the end of our video series on the ethical concerns in brain chips. I hope you learned something here, whether it be the details of a concern, some potential solutions that we can think about, or even to just have gained a basic understanding on this complex topic. Are you willing to chip into the discussion?